authoritatively to virtually all stressful occurrences in my day-to-day life for about as long as I've been an adult. To be honest, I can't pinpoint the exact moment I started chasing stress with alcohol, but somewhere during the past decade, relieving college midterm stress with Bacardi Razz bled into post-fulminatory happy hours, and finally, morphed into my current Friday night tradition. Holing up in my apartment with a bottle of wine to myself in an effort to unwind from a long work week. And my weekly de-stressing regimen isn't completely off base. Alcohol does work as a catalyst. At least in the short term, alcohol acts as a depressant on the central nervous system, which leads to a number of immediate, noticeable effects, explains clinical psychologist Dr. Wolfe. It slows your heart rate and breathing, which can result in a relaxed sensation. We tend to lose our inhibitions when we drink, which decreases our worries and fears. Over 5 million women in the United States drink in a way that threatens their health, safety and general well-being. As for the magic number of drinks that allow you to reap these stress-relieving benefits without the negative effects, Dr. Wolfe says it varies from person to person based on factors like our body weight and metabolism, but somewhere past a few drinks, treating stress with alcohol does become detrimental. When our blood alcohol content increases, we become emotional, or more emotionally unstable. As we experience impairments to memory and comprehension, Dr. Wolfe explains, this makes managing stress while intoxicated even more challenging than it already is when we are clear-headed. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, it's estimated that 3 million women in the United States drink in a way that threatens their health, safety and general well-being. Meaning, they're frequently well over the CDC's recommended limit of 1 drink per day, which shakes out to either 12 ounces of beer, 5 ounces of wine or 8 ounces of malt alcohol. Suffice it to say, being a stressed-out woman who drowns her feelings in alcohol is not unique. In fact, a trip to any women's clothing store will make you feel like the habit actually earns you street cred. From shirts that define wine as a hug in a glass to graphic tees with pictures of multiple cocktails dubbed group therapy to one I came across recently that straight up stated adulting requires alcohol. Managing stress by knocking back a few cold ones is not only considered the norm for women, it's celebrated. So when I spent a month doing the Whole30 diet and cutting out everything processed from the menu, yes, alcohol included, you can bet I was met with groans from my girlfriends, not to mention fewer wardrobe options, but I did learn some valuable things about de-stressing without the help of a drink. Here are a few of the activities I replaced my glass of wine with during my 30-day detox that helped take the edge off my stress levels. 1. Take a walk. Bear with me here, because I know this one sounds like something out of a cheesy self-help book. When stuff hits the fan at work, my automatic reaction is to first take to GCHAT, complain to whoever's online and start making happy hour plans. Second, I pay a visit to the office candy bowl. Both of those options were off the table when a last-minute deadline sprung up on me during the first week of clean eating and sobriety. Out of habit, I still sent out a flurry of angry I need a drink chats, and got halfway to the office candy bowl before realizing that I couldn't have anything from it. Since I was already in motion, I decided to keep walking, head outside and do the whole clear your head thing. And it worked. If you can get a break from what's stressing you out, take it, says Wolfe. Disengaging from a stressful situation even for just a few minutes can make it much more manageable. Once you step back in to decompress after a few particularly challenging work days, I walked from my office in New York City home to Queens. Crossing the Queensboro gave me something to focus on without being able to completely check out. Bridge bikers are fearless and don't yield, which meant I couldn't fully let my mind wander to the thing that was stressing me out in the first place, and instead had to pay attention to my surroundings. Both the rogue bikers and the scenic views of the city skyline. 2. Spend time with your pet. As a single cat mom, I do my best to spend as much time with my cat Nightmare as possible, especially since it's just the two of us living together. But not being home as often as I'd like to be for her does contribute to my stress levels, to the point where I feel guilty staying out late at a happy hour when I know she's at home, waiting for me. Research shows that playing with and petting animals decreases the production of cortisol. Research shows that playing with and petting animals decreases the production of cortisol. My sober month not only afforded me more time with my cat, but our playtime together started to feel almost therapeutic. So much so that I made it a priority to come home and spend at least 30 minutes every night unwinding by winding Nightmare up with her favorite toys.